Hey everybody, welcome to the Dota 2 Canada Weekly Cup, sponsored by Xfire. I'm your host for today's semifinal game with lecresha Cybersports, even though they're tagged up as a legendary player Excalibur 11X or something like that. They're going to be going up against Sweet or Trick in this semifinal match, and of course I am Wolf Dota. Thanks for tuning in. We've got a friend of mine looking east. He's on stats. I'm sure he'll give a little pop-up when we load into the game, but a little bit of a shout out to him. So he'll bring us a little bit more insight and some fun numbers, hopefully, to help with the cast. But into the draft, we've got Brewmaster and Tidehunter bound out by Legendary or lecresha. Probably gonna refer to them as lecresha. And then Sweeter Trick, they've banned out the Disruptor and the Death Prophet. Interestingly enough, the first pick for them was a Jakiro, waiting on their second now, and the Vengeful Spirit Troll Warlord coming up from Legendary, which is a very interesting combination. Not so much the Venge, but the Troll is not a common pick here. It's a hero I think is very strong right now, but a little bit underutilized. He's good in certain strategies, or if you have heroes that can pair him up with heroes that want to hit really fast. Like, they hit very hard, so they're balanced to hit slow kind of thing. Like, heroes like Sven come to mind, or Wraith King, or anybody really. I mean, anyone who has a bash chance or something like that is very good. Slardar is another combo. So we'll see if he wants to go for something like that. Ember Spirit's going to be the pick for Sweet or Trick. Silencer then banned out as well. But there's a lot of other things you can do. I know sometimes lecresha likes to run their Drow Visage combinations, which is very interesting. And I've also seen them last pick Meepo a handful of times. So one nice thing about Troll and Meepo is that when you activate his ulti, the Battle Trance, all of the Meepos will get the buff there. So bit of a combo there. We'll have to see if lecresha wants to go. They usually last pick the Meepo if they do grab it. So kind of a pocket shot if there's something they like to pull out if they feel like they need to, or if the draft allows them to. But up against an Ember Spirit and Jakiro, I'm not too sure if that's the best idea. Ember Spirit very good at cleaving through the Meepos, especially if he gets a Battle Fury, as well as a crit stick of some sort. So we won't have too many problems with that. And then Jakiro very good at disrupting the Meepos poofs with Ice Path, slowing their attack speed, and just laying down a lot of area damage that's hard to avoid when you're trying to micro 5 different units. Zeus was the ban for lecresha, not wanting to deal with the massive nuke damage from him. And then Viper for Sweet or Trick. So getting rid of a mid hero. I imagine Troll will be the mid. That's usually the role I've seen him in. I think that's where he's best as well. Being able to toggle between the melee and the range stance allows him to either harass from a distance and then last hit a little bit easier with the bonus damage from melee. And then the extra movement speed and positioning and health and armor and all that stuff is very nice. So he's pretty decent in the melee range on mid, and then if he has to, he can always just back off and last hit at range. But he really needs those levels. Wants to get a couple points up in fervor. Usually max his axes, whirling axes that is. But he's also very good at taking Roshan, which is one thing I've noticed. I've seen lecresha. They really prioritize that. They always seem to pick up this vengeful spirit, and I think they have a very solid win rate with it. Maybe we can get a little number on that if get something about that later on. But then Troll Venge combination would be another one that'd be interesting to see. Not that it's picked too often, but something to think about. Ogre Magi was banned by them, and I don't blame them. I had a bad experience with an Ogre Magi last night. It wasn't great. I don't want to talk about it. That's about all we're gonna say about it. But strong hero nonetheless, and I think it's a solid ban coming up from them. And now we'll have to wait and see what they want to do for the second phase. They're going to pick up an Earthshaker. I imagine this will be their second support. Probably maybe a good roaming combo in the Venge Earthshaker. The Fissure Stuns, if landed, are very strong into the Wave of Terror Magic Missile. Rubik will be the next pickup for Sweet or Trick. And that's a hero I'm a huge personal fan of. He's very solid in every situation, I want to say. There's very few times where I see somebody pick a Rubik and I go, well, you probably shouldn't have done that. I mean, usually you see it. Usually the times that I think of that is when you need a lot more burst damage. Rubik offers a lot of control and a very large toolkit, but one thing he doesn't have the whole lot of is nuke damage. His Fade Bolt is an okay nuke, and it's good for clearing waves and helping push and de-push and all that. But it's not like Alina, being able to spam out Dragon Slave or Crystal Maiden, Lion, some of these other heroes that can just explode a certain hero. Centaur is going to be the pickup for Legendary. I imagine that'll be their offlaner. So, like I said, I'm assuming it's going to be a mid troll, then dual supports Venge, Earthshaker, and I'm not surprised with that pick at all. I've seen Timbersaws wreck Centaurs in the past. Fairly easy to get the solo kills. The magical damage is quite strong against him, as well as the Whirling Death stat reduction. So, it greatly reduces their overall HP and then applies a lot of damage. So, can hurt a lot more than they're ready for. But I imagine both teams needing their core, and Faceless Void is going to be the final ban for Legendary. Just need to get rid of one more for Sweeter Trick. I imagine they'll probably ban out a core they don't want to worry about. lecresha does have the next pick here, so something they don't want lecresha to pick. Phantom Assassin is an option, but I imagine Drow Ranger is on the mind of lecresha. I wouldn't be too surprised to see that picked, even though it's the only it'd be the only range other than Troll when he switches forms. I mean Venge, but you don't really count Venge's right clicks. Like I said though, it's a hero they've run quite a bit, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see it. They could also last pick the Mappo. It depends where they want to go. But Phantom Assassin is another one that is in the option. Anti-Mage as well. Very good to get up against Timbersaw, burning all his mana. He won't be able to escape. They have decent control for Anti-Mage though, and the pure damage from Timbersaw makes it pretty hard for AM. So they kind of counter each other. Depends who can get there first. For Sweeter Trick, I imagine it's going to be a mid-Ember, so they'll need something as well. Luna's still in the pool. She's a pretty solid carry. Can push very well. And they're going to ban out the Invoker, so they're assuming it's a safe lane farming troll, whereas I'm pretty sure they're going to run this in the mid lane. At least that's where I think he's strongest. But, shout out to Dave in Twitch chat. He says holla back really quick. But I'm still thinking the Drow Ranger for them would be nice to see. She's just a lot of damage. The silence is very good up against both Ember Spirit and Timbersaw. She is a little squishy, but she's got Earthshaker and Centaur to be in the front lines, and then she's got Avenge to swap her out. So kind of have to wait and see a moment here. Who else is around? Luna, Venge, they're in there. Phantom Assassin is still an option as well. I could see that more for Sweeter Trick. I don't think that lecresha is going to go for it. Some other hardcores. I mean, you could go with something like a Skeleton King if they wanted to go a lot of tank up front. And one nice thing about Wraith King, not Skeleton King, is that he is not likely to be bursted down. And if he does get bursted, he's going to come back pretty quick. So I'm worried about that. Sven is another option who greatly benefits from the Troll Warlord's attack speed, so maybe get the little bit of fast action cleave going on there. But either way, we'll have to give it a moment here. They've only got 20 seconds. It is going to be the Drow, so I'm not surprised by that. I'm surprised it took them so long to decide, but not surprised too much with the pick. And I imagine it's going to be a Phantom Assassin coming up for Sweeter Trick. They will want something to close the distance. Ember Spirit's really good. He can harass him in distance, but he gets shut down by silence pretty easily and does not like to build BKBs. So, like, they need a BKB carry. Luna and Phantom Assassin are the ones that come to mind right now. They've only got about 30 seconds, a little less than 30 seconds left to decide, so we'll kind of have to give it a moment. But that's my prediction is the PA. And as the clock wears down, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? 10 seconds to go. Still think Phantom Assassin would be the pick here, guys. Need something to close in range on that Drow. Sure, she can throw out the silence, but that's what they're gonna go for. They're listening to me. Good stuff. And so, with that, we're gonna be quickly getting into the draft. And I can quickly run through the teams for you. Oh, quick little pause comes out. Somebody's having a bit of an issue, it seems. But we've got Panic playing the Rubik at Sonic on the Jakiro. Chen is playing the Timbersaw. We've got Font Color. I don't know what that was. Dwee, I guess, is playing the Ember Spirit. And Hydrista, I guess. Dristaz is playing the Phantom Assassin. That is LCA Black. They are your Radiant team. Now on the dire, we've got Sasquatch on his Drow Ranger. Allison is going to be on the Vengeful Spirit. I'm getting fucking Cancer is going to be playing the Earthshaker. Alice is going to be on the Troll Warlord, and it's going to be Wicked on the offlane Centaur. So looks like the lanes are shaping up more or less how I thought they were going to, with the Troll going into the mid lane, and then Centaur in the offlane stuff. They're not doing anything too weird. Mid Ember Spirit, pretty standard lanes coming out from both teams. Not too surprised here. No one seems to have started with any interesting items. Nothing fancy. There's a smoke on the Venge, but that's not much here. Um, Other than that, we'll have to have to wait and see. Gets a ward down, but that'll have been spotted out. They'll deward that fairly quickly, and it's very obvious when there's this ward here, because anytime any of the Radiant move in anywhere like this, he's just gonna back up so quick. So they'll see that one pretty quickly there. Bench gets a pretty standard ward up here, just on the rune spot. Spotting rotations here. I think Timbersaw is gonna have a pretty tough time in this lane. If he gets caught by a fissure and then a Venge chained into a Venge stun, he's going to get silenced. I imagine Drow is probably going to go 1-1-1 for her build, just so that they have the silence to deal with the Timbersaw. The only thing she's got to be careful of is that she doesn't push him over the fissure wall with it. So I have to watch that. But other than that, it shouldn't be too bad. Centaur, I think, will be okay. They're not too worried about it. I would almost like to see these guys run aggressive and put the Timbersaw on a solo lane against the Centaur. But the Drow Ranger would be able to outfarm the Phantom Assassin fairly easily, and I don't think that there's a whole lot they could do to push him back, as if one of them got caught with a fissure, they would be quickly picked off. Another pause, but it looks like it's just a short one. People are sorting out the little bit of a problem there. But either way, game is now underway, and we'll have to see how they want to do. And lecresha, the Dire right now, even though they're tagged up slightly different, is a very strong team. I've seen them win this a number of times, and as we can see, Chen is already having a bad day, and Allison is just going to sit up here and make him real sad. But he does have a ward down here, so he knows where the Shaker is. The excellent vision of that. And Centaur on the bottom lane getting some harass damage as well, but Troll and Troll and Ember Spirit going hard on each other. And I give this advantage to the Troll just because if he can get a lucky bash, it could be the end of it, as well as the extra mischance. Not that Ember Spirit needs the physical damage so much to kill somebody, but just in general, he's got the Whirling Axes will help out quite a bit. We'll have to see how this goes. Troll also has the option to back off and last hit from range, which I think is gives him a fair advantage. And Timbersaw is being zoned quite effectively, only gotten 2 creeps to his name so far. Shaker going for some pulls. See a stun come out, and looks like it's just a harass. Gonna hit him back. He hasn't put a point in anything yet. No point in Timber Chain or Reactive Armor, so he hasn't decided what he wants to do yet, but so far it's been a bit unfortunate. Ember Spirit is dropping very low. This is quite the brawly mid lane here coming out for both teams. I'll have to see which one of these guys is going to break first. Other than that, I think it's just going to be a bit of a farming game. Troll is winning the game fairly handedly, though. He's up at 9-5 to Ember Spirit's 4-0. Did pick up an Invis rune, so he will have his Searing Chains, and he does not have enough mana for both. He's only got enough for Flame Guard if he wants to use it. No, he's going to throw out the chains, but then he eats a Whirling Axe, and that's going to be your first blood. Nice play coming out from Alice, not panicking, quickly throws out the Whirling Axes, turns and chops him once with a Tomahawk. Oh, and then in the bottom lane, looks like Centaur getting aggressive here, finds himself a pickoff. Wicked with a very nice play there, getting the kill. They're going to have to be careful here. PA doesn't take too much damage. The Centaur is very tanky. Rubik coming in with the body blocks. He does not have a lift for another 8 seconds. Wicked's going to be getting very close to his tower here in a moment. Now this is where Panic has to be a little bit careful. If he gets hit with a double edge here in a moment, he could go down. Looks like they're going to get the lift on Centaur, and they're going to get a return kill. Dive quite a ways into the tower here, but in the end, they were able to make it out. So, quick bursts of aggression coming out from both teams. Score evens out at 1-2 in favor of lecresha, and I think overall they came out ahead. Anytime the solo offlaner can get a kill, he's going to be pretty happy about that. And then when you can get first blood in the mid lane as a Troll Warlord, you're also going to be fairly happy about that. We'll have to see how this lane goes for a moment. He's only got 2 points up in Flame Guard, so it doesn't absorb that much magic damage. does absorb the entire burst with the whirling axes, but it will not block the miss chance, is the unfortunate thing there. We do see a smoke coming out from the side of the Radiant. The Rubik and Jakiro are smoked up, and this can be an easy kill if he can. That's fancy. He's toggling back and forth between. I'm not too sure why. Whatever. Either way, if they can manage to get a lift on him, but they're gonna back off. They don't ping it out, and oddly, they still haven't got rid of this ward. I guess they haven't realized that they have one there. And this Phantom Assassin's got to be careful. If Centaur is enough for a stomp and lands one, he's gonna go down very quick. Start with a lot of burst damage, not someone you want to deal with. And looks like we're gonna see a bit of a problem here as he and Centaur are gonna trade blows. Rubik's just gonna pick him up and throw him away though. Only needs about 2 more chops. Get him one. If he gets in range there for a double edge, that would be enough. Rubik taking a lot of damage from creeps, dropping very low. In the mid lane again, Ember Spirit going down. Looks like they missed him with the smoke ink though, unable to find him there. Not going to be able to finish him off. But either way, Cole, I think, has done a very good job in this mid lane. And going to be very happy with his performance so far. And all the while, Draw Ranger is just slowly farming away. This poor Timbersaw is only level 3. Draw Ranger is now level 5. Gonna have a point up in marksmanship very soon. And once she does, it's going to get really scary. As Vengeful Spirit's going to be gonna get another point or 2 in Wave of Terror soon. Looks like they've been... Fortunately, the thing is they've been depriving their supports of a lot of levels here. Earthshaker's waiting off in the wings for a Fissure. He's almost got it. Oh, he's going to move in for it as well. Fissure not going to go out. That's not to throw it, as they saw the Shaker just in time. Troll going to have to bottle up a little bit here, but he'll be okay. And this Ember Spirit still has to be careful. Does not have a point in Fire Remnant yet, so he cannot zip away just yet. And he's going to throw out his axes. We're going to see a rotation in from the Rubik. Looks like they're going to want to go. Where's the Fissure, though? There it is. It stuns up the Ember Spirit, but they're dropping very low. Is Alice going to be able to get the kill? He doesn't. Nice zip away as he hits 6 coming out from Zui. And that's going to be a disconnect, unfortunately, from the Troll. Maybe a little bit of lag, a disconnect from him. Hopefully he wasn't lagged out during the fight. He might have been trying to walk back to base or something, but a little bit of a problem there. But, in the end, hopefully it won't affect them too much. But, either way, up in the top lane, one thing I'd like to note is that Earthshaker and Venge are very low on the levels here. Where is levels thing? Find it. Oh, there it is. They are sitting at the bottom at 3 and 2. Earthshaker's now just ticked over to 3, but Venge is still level 2, and this is a hero that really wants levels. More so than a lot of other supports because everything she has is incredibly good. Getting up that Vengeance R to max, Wave of Terror max, and then this Missile Stun. The stun duration isn't a whole lot, but it does really solid damage. So, I'll have to wait and see. But a little bit unfortunate there that the Troll had DC'd. He's back. He's probably a little bit upset about that, but sometimes not a lot you can do. The game just... Valve says no, as it were. But either way. Earthshaker fine is going to pop a Clarity, and we look to... Oh, he's going to leave the bounty room for his Centaur. Mid lane, Ember Spirit gets found by the Venge. Is going to be able to turn this kill. Allison is going to go down. Troll not able to get there in time. And he's going to have to back off. Looks like they're thinking about pushing this bottom tower. Jakiro, what level are you? Level 3, so has 2 points up in Liquid Fire. And that's lots of pings coming out from the Rubik, making sure everybody gets back. You do not want to get stampeded into a hoof stomp double edge. You're a Phantom Assassin. I think even from full health, that might be enough to knock you down. 25, 50, 475, and then a couple right clicks plus stampede damage. Mid lane, though, Earthshaker and Troll, they're going to be able to find a pick off with a nice Fissure into the axes and the Troll ulti coming out. So, another kill going the way of this Troll Warlord. Yeah, he's going to be happy with that. Plus, some decent levels coming out for the side of... Looks like he's having some connectivity issues. Alice is unfortunately having some problems. But, hopefully everything gets sorted out. Looks like both teams, though, fairly happy with it, and I imagine both games are pretty even right now. Gonna have to wait and see how it goes. Once this Drow Ranger starts moving around, or if she gets left alone, like I imagine this Timbersaw is gonna be pretty sad here in a moment. Like, oh, look at how much damage he takes. Oh, mid lane though. Trolls going at it again with the Ember Spirit. These guys just going hard on each other. Either way, Phantom Assassin fairly low. He has to watch out for that Centaur. Don't want to get stampeded. But oh, might see him go. Oh man, up in the top lane, bursted down very quick. Gets hit with a fissure, a magic missile, and then silenced by the drow. And sometimes there's just not a lot you can do. Sasquatch gets himself on the board with a kill, and then Ember Spirit in the mid lane. Troll Warlord's looking for a double kill. Gets the axes and gets the Rubik. Double kill going the way of Alice. Phantom Assassin rotates in and gets 2 crits and quickly cleans him up. Good rotation from the PA, but it's a little unfortunate when your Phantom Assassin has to rotate like that. He's going to start going toe-to-toe with Earthshaker. Earthshaker's got to be careful here. He gets another crit. He's got a dagger up, gets off the enchant totem, throws it out, but he's going to go down. PA gets herself a double kill, and in the bottom lane, Centaur pops his Stampede a little bit too late to save his buddy, but PA rotates and gets a nice double kill, and is going to be able to find himself back online. If we take a look at last hits here, he's not doing too great, but oh man, Drow Ranger diving a little bit too deep, it seems. Gives up a kill to the Timbersaw, so the Timber that they had shut down, trying to find a little bit of catch-up. On a golden experience for that as well. Kills happening all over the map here. As now Troll Warlord wants to go for PA. Nice blink away from him, though. Unfortunately, he runs back into a Ice Path. He's going to get lifted from Rubik as well, and this is going to be Troll going down. He tries to switch stances, but unfortunately, it's not enough. Earthshaker's there. Looks to throw out a Fissure. Would not have been enough to drop the Phantom Assassin, but now Vengeful Spirit's in trouble. Gonna get hit with the chains and cleaned up by the Ember Spirit. Unfortunately, lecresha, they seem to have met a team that's willing to play against them. They're gonna have to try and kind of slow things down a moment here. They're gonna be giving up this mid tower, I imagine. Not a lot they can do to defend it. Drow Ranger, though, has picked up a Morbid Mass, so can start farming very effectively. And she's also going to start hitting very hard. Once this Venge has a few more levels, she's going to be able to... she's even going to be benefiting from the Precision Aura, as well as giving the Vengeance Aura and the Whip Air. But we'll probably see a Roshan come out from them very quickly here, especially if they realize that there's a DD rune bottom. But it doesn't look like they're going to get there in time. Alissa? Yessa? I don't know. Al. Is oh man, that's a big stack for the Centaur to clean up. He's gonna be happy with that. And he's getting close to his Blink Dagger. And Troll, I haven't really checked on him what he's going for. Looks like he's going for a Wraith Band. Just gonna finish off his he gets found by Rubik. He's got a double edge. Is he gonna throw it out? He doesn't. It would not have been enough to kill the Rubik, but either way, he was hoping to get 1 or 2 more last hits off or right clicks off. It's not enough damage there. If he'd had mana for Stampede, it also would have been a kill. And we're going to see them go again. Aggressive on this Troll. He throws out his Whirling Axes, gives them the blind chance. Vengeful Spirit's rotating in. They're looking to finish off this Ember Spirit, and they're going to be able to get it as Phantom Assassin rotates in. PA is starting to drop very low, is slowed down, dodges the one she needs to, and now Timbersaw is looking to turn around. Sasquatch gets hit with an Ice Path. He's going to back off. Blink forward by the Phantom Assassin, gets the crit, cleans up the Vengeful Spirit, dodges 2 shots from Sasquatch, and is unfortunately going to have to back off. Centaur is here, though. He throws out a Stomp. Gust comes out onto the Ember Spirit. They're going to be able to clean him up. They do, but they lose the Drow in the backlines to Chen on the Timbersaw. Now Wicked looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. They're going to get him with an Ice Path, and he is going to go down. Throws out the double edge. Unfortunately, cannot get it off. Might have been a double kill coming up for him if he had. Allison throws out the Weight of Terror, and that's just going to be all she wrote. Oh, Rubik? He's just going to lift and throw. That's going to be it. So that's 4 quick kills going the way of LCA. They're going to be very happy with that, and imagine lecresha is going to be a little bit annoyed by that. Not going to be happy, and now this early game, which was looking pretty even, maybe even in favor of lecresha, yeah, it does show that it was a little bit there, is no longer looking that good for them. They've given up what was a 3,000 or 4,000 net worth lead, as well as a 3,000 experience lead. It's now back in favor, about 1,000 of the Radiant. And gold is sitting just below even, so kind of back to neutral now. We'll have to see how they want to go about it. Drow Ranger, she is still fairly farmed, has 74 CS, so be alright with that. But they're going to need to do something in order to take back a bit of an advantage here, whether that's either Roshan or starting to rat out towers a little bit more. But the early aggression from this Phantom Assassin, normally a hero that kind of farms, AFK farms a little bit here, proving to be very effective as she's got her phase boots and the Aquila hits very hard. And then Ember Spirit, another hero that you normally don't think of being like ridiculously strong early, is proving to be so. And they're not doing it alone, of course. They've got a lot of help from their supports and the Timbersaw, whether that's in controlling or just extra damage. But good team play all in all coming up from LCA. And bottom lane, we're going to see Timbersaw looking to go on Centaur. He's going to be able to stampede away. Another Timber Chain in a moment here. Looks like they're juking and jiving. Timbersaw wants to dive. Going to get stunned by the Earthshaker. Oh, they dodged that Timber Chain. Gotta watch out, the Whirling Death is up. Another stun coming through. Oh, not able to clean him up. And he actually gets a double kill off of that. Big plays coming up from the Chen. And they find Sasquatch, who'd been rotating in. Do they want to go? Ice Path's going to fly. Unfortunately, it's off the mark. Gust comes out. And they're not going to look to go. They're going to back off as the Vengeful Spirit rotates back in. Actually cancels her TP. Or did she get her TP yet? No, she canceled her TP. And Troll has now picked up a Morbid Mask of his own. So, still thinking Roshan's going to happen fairly quick here. Okay, so Alice is doing fairly well in his Troll. Sitting at 4-4-1, 61-9 as far as CS goes. He's going to be alright with that. So he's not doing too bad, but not doing all that great. Allison is going to get lifted and thrown back again here. Troll might look to go in. Throws out the axes. Magic Missile does fly. They're looking to clean up this Phantom Assassin. Blinks away, is not going to be able to get brought down. Fadebolt comes out after the Fissure, though. So far, it's a 1-for-1. Centaur gets a nice stomp onto the Ember Spirit. They're going to be able to clean up. Big Echo Slam comes up, but unfortunately, he goes down. So far, it's a 2-for-2. It looks like Rubik's going to get caught. That said, 3-man Ice Path comes out from Sonic. Rubik does go down, and the Jakiro is cleaned up as well. So a triple kill going the way of Sasquatch, and a DD rune spawns. Roshan is looking on the menu tonight, boys. And a little bit of help from that DD rune and the Centaur. This is going to be an easy Roshan coming up for them. Wave of Terror is going to be off cooldown in a moment here, and this is going to drop so quick. And good job coming out for the side of lecresha, able to take a fight and get an objective. Scoreboard evens out a little bit at 17-12, and I imagine we'll see the golden experience graph adjusted in a moment here. I'll check that. But either way, big fight coming up for them. Timbersaw is closing in on a Bloodstone. He's got the point booster. Just needs the recipe and the vitality booster, and he'll have it. So getting fairly close there. Rubik got an urn, so he's gonna be happy with that. But I don't know. There's no Battle Furies coming out for either of these cores. Okay, Phantom Assassin isn't going Battle Fury. She's got a Yasha. Guess she's going the Manta style route. Doesn't want to. We need something to get out of the silence so she can use her all her spells. She is quite spell reliant. But that said, Chen taking a lot of damage. Being a spell reliant hero is. Oh, stomp and another kill and a double kill going the way of Wicked. And looks like they're gonna die very aggressive. Magic Missile comes out. One more click finishes off from the Venge, and this is gonna be a mid tower. And now that's a medallion on the Vengeful Spirit, so they quickly take another fight going their way. And as you can see, the gold graph, or sorry, the experience graph shoots straight down, and the gold graph does as well. They've got the Troll ulti in a moment here. This tower is going to drop very quick once he hits that. The fort comes out, though. They are getting split pushed a little bit here, but it's not fast enough to really do anything. They do give up their top tower, but they're not going to be too worried about that. And now Earthshaker has picked up a Blink Dagger. Wicked has his, as we saw before. Troll, does he still have his ulti? He's on cooldown. But, oh, Ember Spirit slides through and does manage to launch one. Ice Path to follow up. Sasquatch in a bit of a bad place here. They do have a defensive swap if they need to use it. But he does still have the Aegis. That said, Timbersaw is going to be able to pop it. Maybe not. Get silenced, stunned. And no, yes, he does get brought down. As well as the Rubik. So far, it's a 2 for Aegis. Phantom Assassin is able to clean that off. Wave of Terror comes through. They're going to be able to swap him. No Magic Missile is done up. But the Drow Ranger hitting very hard when she can hit, and she does. Timbersaw has respawned. Looking to go back in. Actually, he's bought and back. They might give up the Jakiro. Axes fly through. They're not going to look to go. Probably going to back off here. They've lost their Centaur. Aegis has been expired. Or used, per se. But that's a Aegis and a Centaur for 3 and a buyback. They're going to be pretty happy with that. And they're going to look to maybe look to go back and farm the Ancients here. They weren't able to take high ground, but I mean, it's only 17 minutes in, so they're not going to be too unhappy with that. And Sasquatch goes for the S and Y. This is something I've seen him do before. He really likes that extra mobility, the movement speed, as well as the health. Tanks up the Drow quite a bit, gives him that little bit of extra oomph these fights, or just survivability. Troll is going for that Vlad's, which is not surprising at all. Vlad's is incredibly good on their team. Stack it with the Vengeance R, get all that extra damage on top of the extra damage, as well as providing the lifesteal for himself and the, himself mostly. Centaur and Earthshaker don't really click, but just giving his team the extra armor as well. It's going to help out with the Sleight of Fist, as well as up against the Phantom Assassin, who does hit fairly hard, especially when she crits. She's now got that level 2-1. And as we see, we've got a Rubik Jakiro PA smoke coming out here. They're looking for somebody. Timbersaw's got eyes on Centaur and Troll. Have to be careful here that they don't turn this. If he gets bashed, it could be a bad place. He's starting to take some damage here. Stampede comes out. They're looking to go. Stampede actually stolen by Rubik. Allison has come in. So has Earthshaker. Echo Slam comes out. That's dropping the Phantom Assassin very low. Actually goes down. Ember Spirit gets stunned up as well, and he drops. So far, it's a 3-0. Sasquatch is now in the area. Nice Ice Flash comes up from Sonic, but unfortunately, it's going to be a full 5-man wipe going the way of lecresha. And off this, they're going to be able to take the Tier 1 and push in for the Tier 3. Or, sorry, Tier 2, as it is. And they've got an urn on somebody, I thought. Maybe not. Usually, Allison has an urn at this point, but he opted for the medallion instead, so doesn't have one to heal up his allies yet, but they're going to be able to take this tower very quickly. Once the creeps show up, they'll have the troll ulti in a moment, and once that's up, this tower is going to go down very quick. They do have a glyph, so they can block it with that, but we'll have to wait and see if they're going to want to pop it. They do, and as you can see, it drops very quick. They do force the glyph, so now they have to be careful, though. They don't want to give up another fight in the next few minutes, otherwise they will not have one. They're going to be able to back off, and another GD rune has spawned. We won't know when Rosh respawns for quite a while here, at 3.5 minutes until he could spawn. A maximum of about 5.5 minutes until then. So there's a little bit of time here, I think, before the high ground push comes, but we'll have to wait and see. Helm of the Dominator now picked up by PA, and he's going to be pretty happy with that. He's getting some items, starting to tank up a little bit, but he's just very squishy still in that Phantom Assassin. Only has 1,000 health, and I mean, the armor is good, but Venge has a medallion as well as Wave of Terror, so can reduce it by a substantial amount. In the bottom lane, they're looking for Chen. Timbersaw trying to be as elusive as he can. Blink Stomp, they found him with the Centaur, and they pinned him in with the Troll Warlord. Actually, that was the Earthshaker on the other side, so they get a pick off here. The Brutes on the side of lecresha, as it were. We'll do, find a nice pick off there. Ember Spirit's still a long ways away from any sort of real items here. He's unfortunately 3-7-9. He's had a pretty rough game. I mean, he was part of quite a few kills, but he just wasn't able to secure them, and he's been dying in a lot of these fights. He hasn't been able to make it through. That said, him and the PA, they're looking to go aggressive onto this Drow Ranger. They get her chained up. She throws out her Gust, trying to run away, but she's going to go down. One more crit from the Phantom Assassin. Centaur has a blink, unfortunately misses the stomp. Now they're not sure if they want to go, if they want to turn. They're going to be able to find him. Earthshaker is able to cancel the teleport. They go back in. No stomp coming out yet. Echo Slam was used. Earthshaker does go down. Double kill coming out for the Phantom Assassin. Stomp from Centaur. He gets the one double edge. Unfortunately, not going to pick off the Timbersaw, and it's going to be apparently only a double going the way of the Phantom Assassin. I thought she got all three. Looks like Ember Spirit was able to pick one up. Interesting. Nonetheless, that is a large amount of gold and experience going the way of those two cores. They're going to be very happy with that, and that could be what they need to start them to their next items. Rubik, where was he picked off? I'm not too sure. I think maybe by Troll. A little bit earlier. Revenge. But Troll Warlord has now picked up a mechanism, which is not uncommon at all. Something that I see fairly often on Trolls, as he's always in the midst of the fight. And he doesn't really need a whole lot of mana. If he uses all of his spells, he only needs 175 mana. So he's got mana to spare, as well as a decent amount of regen from the Vlads and the ring. The Vlads, not the regens don't stack. I don't think they do. That's something I've ever worried about. But either way, Phantom Assassin now looking towards the BKB, almost has it. In fact, will after these Ancients. at which point she's going to be a lot harder to bring down, be able to BKB and really leap through these fights. So can get out of the silence if she needs to with it, as well as dodge the stuns and everything from Earthshaker. I am not sure if the Whirling Axe's Misty buff is purgeable or not. I'll have to check that out in a moment, but I'll have to see. But either way. And smoked up lecresha. They're looking for a pickoff on this PA. She's got her BKB now. They need to chain their stuns very well. Need to start off with a fissure from the side and then blink on top of her. She's actually going to be walking right into them. They get the enchant totem as well. Fissure to follow up. Silence as well. Stomp, double edge, and Drow Ranger able to clean it up. Excellently timed. And meanwhile in the mid lane though, Allison and Troll, they're able to find 2 kills of their own. And then they smoke away. So quickly, 3 pickoffs going the way of lecresha, and they're going to be very happy with that. But the way now, looking towards this top tier 2. Not a lot of time remaining. They, oh, stomp. Dodged by the Ember Spirit. Vlad's mech build and Troll, 76% win rate. Wow. I mean, Troll has been, oh, looks like we're going to see, no, nothing yet. Gets up the tower. But I said, what I was going for is that Troll hasn't been changed a whole lot. Slight little tweaks here and there to Battle Trance, but overall the heroes remained unchanged for a very long time. Swap onto the Rubik though. They're looking to go. He's going to be cleaned up very well. Echo Slam connects onto 2. Fissure as well. That's 3, 4 down now. Double kill for Sasquatch. Buyback on the Timbersaw. Ember Spirit has gone down. He does not have buyback. Timbersaw is going to die back. Almost gets a couple cleanup kills, but unfortunately the mech was there, able to keep them all alive. And this is going to be multiple lanes of racks coming out for the sides of lecresha. PA has bought back, or has respawned, I should say. Throws out her BKB, but the Stampede able to keep everybody away. Her BKB is now running out. She's starting to take a lot of damage here. Swap is not going to be up, but the stun... Oh, they get the fissure as well. Magic Missile to follow up, and Troll cleans her up. He goes into the base, though, and he's going to drop. Battle Trance stolen by Rubik. Not sure what he was doing there. He's going to buy back and bots in, but... little bit of over-aggression coming up for him. Pays for it with the telekinesis, and they're going to be able to clean this up. He's going to have another ulti in a moment here, as it is only a 30-second cooldown. And they'll be able to take the bottom set of racks as well. This is probably going to be mega creeps. Well, Jakiro has respawned, as well as Timbersaw. Ember Spirit is in the back in the game as well. Troll Warlord pops his ulti. He gets hit by the magic mist, or sorry, the ice path, but they're doing a lot of damage to this Ember Spirit. He's going down, dodges the stomp. He does go down in the end, though. And are they looking to pick anybody else off? Fissure comes out, connects on a few. Jakiro has gone down. Fable bounces through, and that's going to be GG. Good game, well played for lecresha. Excellent job, LCA. They come close, but they were ahead for a little bit there, but unfortunately just gave up a handful of fights, and Sasquatch and his crew, with the type of draft they have, once they had a little bit of an edge going into the later game, they were able to snowball very, very hard. And they come out ahead. Excellent performance from them, and GG, well played. This is, of course, the